May, it's great to be talking to you. So you're no stranger to the hosting game. You hosted the CSAs back in 2024. What are you taking from that experience to hosting the Junos in Hamilton this year?
Um, I'm always nervous, but I'm hoping I'm going to be a little less nervous doing the Junos because I did the CSAs. Although musicians are really intimidating because they're the coolest people on earth. So that'll be exciting. But I just wanted to feel like a party. It's a live show. I hope it feels that way and like anything could happen. And there's these incredible music performances happening. So hopefully it'll have like a real sort of party atmosphere. That's what I'm hoping to bring. Yeah.
So we're celebrating the best of Canadian music. It's Canada's biggest night when it comes to music. May, if we're packing you off to an island, if we're sending you to Toronto Island for the weekend, what five albums, five artists, Canadian artists, are you bringing with you?
Okay, I'm gonna say Half Moon Run from Montreal, Leif Volbeck, Andy Schauf, and then I'm going to say Tragically Hip and Odds.
And which hip album?
Music at Work because I was a teenager when it came out, and there were a couple of songs that just really got into my bones at that age, like Tiger the Lion, which I put on the soundtrack of my show Wayward. So that album meant a lot to me. So Music at Work.
So, does hosting the Junos now, right now, in today's culture, mean more for national pride and Canadian culture?
We're definitely having a moment, aren't we, where everybody's kind of aware of how fragile democracy is and how grateful we have to be for it. And yeah, so I think hopefully it'll be a celebratory atmosphere and one of unity and pride because there's an amazing art coming out of Canada, as there always has been, but I feel like we're noticing it more. And yeah, I feel a lot of gratitude to be from a country where I land at Pearson Airport and there's a pride flag in the airport and I don't have to be nervous about what I say about the government. Like there's a real um, sort of we're hanging on to a base level of decency here, just about. But I hope that also we're realizing how tenuous that is. And so, yeah, we got to protect it.
This year's Junos are taking place at TD Coliseum's brand new, just opened up. May, you were born in Toronto, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of great shows here over the years. What are some of your favorite musical memories of shows you've seen here in Toronto over the years?
Well, my first ever concert was 98 Degrees with Jessica Simpson was opening for them. So I guess she met Nick Lachey on that tour, but I wept. Um, but Alanis Morissette, seeing her when I was 13 or 14 was pretty revelatory because to me, she's like Robert Plant. Like she is in the pantheon of great voices. And um, so yeah, that was pretty mind-blowing. Yeah, I screamed my head off. And then also from a comedy lens, Kids in the Hall at Massey Hall, they were doing a reunion tour in like 99 or 2000, and it just blew my mind that they were such rock stars. Like people were yelling out the punchlines, and I was like, I didn't know you could do this as a job, really. And yeah, that was mind blowing.
May, you're very famous stand-up star. Um, so does it make you less nervous when you're going to be hosting the Junos in front of pretty much all of Canada?
Yeah, for sure. You hope that you have some muscle memory of like, how to ride the energy of a room. But yeah, like I said, it's different when it's all musicians because we all secretly all comedians want to be musicians. And yeah, and also in Canada, I know more people, so it's intimidating. What if there's people who went to my high school, you know? What if my high school bullies are there and they bully me and flush my head down the toilet if I don't do good?
Do you look at so Michael hosted it last year, Michael Bublé, and he had hosted it, I think, three other times. Then we had Nelly Furtado and Simu Leo did it 2 years back to back in a row. Russell Peters. Do you look at some of those other hosts as inspiration or take tips from?
I mean, they're all icons. I got to try and not get in my head too much. And if I start watching all of Bublé's hosting, I'm gonna start basically doing an impersonation of him. Like, and I have to tune it all out and try to just, um, yeah, tap into the energy I want to bring. We'll see.
So Wayward was awesome.
Thanks.
We loved it in our household. May, where'd that idea come from? And is there a season two on the way?
Wayward, it was a really personal story. I feel I've always been really interested in the troubled teen industry and had multiple friends who were sent to troubled teen facilities in our teens that ended up being sort of exposed as being really abusive. And so I've always wanted to get into that territory. And then so we sort of used that as a framework for a big, crazy thriller. And it was sort of coming of age story. And it was always meant to be a limited series. So for me, I feel like we left all those characters, they all made strong choices, not the choices that you wanted them to make, maybe all of them, but no, I feel like it's a limited series.
Tony
Sorry.
was so good in that. So cool.
Yes, so
Um,
good. So frightening.
Before I let you go, I gotta ask you about this escape room thing because you Google Mae Martin and escape rooms come up. You're a big fan of escape rooms. I feel like I would be like really claustrophobic doing something like that. So where does that love come from? I mean, how deep does that love go?
Mark, the thing you got to remember is there's an emergency exit button. You can get out at any time. You got to just give it a go. It's so fun. I think life is so terrifying and overwhelming that I kind of like being in a confined space where I have one clear task to complete for an hour. It's like my phone is away. My only focus is can I solve these puzzles and get out of the room? I think the scarier, the better. I like the adrenaline. I like seeing how people behave under pressure. You get to learn a lot about your friends or your first date. You're gonna really get to know if you want a second date.